Today, I fucked up by telling my future mother-in-law that Joan of Arc might have been schizophrenic. This incident occurred about 35 years ago when my girlfriend had a French mother from Orléans, France. Unfamiliar with French history, I would often bring up topics from my readings to see what my girlfriend's mom thought. One day, I read an article, possibly from Psychology Today, that analyzed Joan of Arc's curious case. The teenage girl who led an army in France after hearing God speak to her before being burned at the stake and becoming a martyr. The article suggested, through modern psychiatric interpretations, that her behavior and story indicated she was likely schizophrenic. The voice of God guiding her was likened to the internal voices experienced by individuals with schizophrenia. Excitedly, I shared this insight with my future mother-in-law, saying, "You know Joan of Arc, right? Well, doctors now understand that she was probably suffering from schizophrenia, and the voice of God was just her internal schizophrenic voice instructing her, not unlike how the son of Sam killer had a dog talking to him, so really she was just suffering from a mental illness." In response, my usually calm and sweet mother-in-law widened her eyes, slapped me hard across my cheek, and stood shaking while pointing a finger at me. She walked away without saying a word, leaving me dumbfounded. When I asked my girlfriend, she explained, "Don't worry about it. She just likes Joan of Arc." 3 years later, on our European honeymoon in Orléans, we stayed with her grandma. As we explored the city, I noticed signs, statues, paintings, and churches dedicated to Joan of Arc. She was a much bigger deal in this town than I had imagined, known as the Maid of Orleans. Going through scrapbooks of my wife's mom's younger years, I discovered her deep admiration for Joan of Arc. She had concrete plans to become a nun, inspired by her hero with a direct line to God, Joan of Arc. The same Joan of Arc whom I had claimed was actually schizophrenic. My wife failed to prepare me for the significance of Joan of Arc in her family's history, and sometimes she let me unwittingly create awkward situations because she found it hilarious.